Before we jump into today's show, I've got a really exciting announcement to make. The autumn cohorts for Start Your Podcast group program are now open. There are 5 dates between September and October, and it's a 6-week program that will get you launched before Christmas. So if podcasting was on your to-do list this year, if you really want to get your podcast up and done by the end of 2023, then come and join me for one of those cohorts and let's make it happen. I have a free masterclass available for you called Understanding the Power of Podcasting. You can go over to donnaeade.com/masterclass, watch the masterclass and get access to that enrollment. I hope to see you in one of the autumn cohorts very soon. That's donnaeade.com/masterclass. Let's get back to the show. Welcome to the Wedding Procast. My name is Donna Eade. I am your host and also the founder of the Society of Professional Wedding Vendors. In today's episode, we are talking about 3 ways you can look at increasing your income. There is also a download that will take you through 5 other guided brainstorm sessions on how to increase your income. So make sure you head over to the show notes at bit.ly/WPC UK 040. That's right, everybody. We are on episode 40. Listen in. Welcome back. I am so glad to have you here today. Today I wanted to talk to you about different ways that I choose to make money at home, and some of these may appeal to you, some of them won't, but they are open to all and everybody could take advantage of these ways of making money. And I know that it has been a tough 10 months for a lot of us. Some people have not been able to make any income at all over the last 10 months. Some people have had a little help from the government. Some have tried to get help from the government and unfortunately have been unable to do that. So there are lots of different people in the wedding sector in a lot of different situations. So some of these ideas may appeal to you, whether you are making money or not at the moment. So just be open-minded, take a listen. All the links will be in the show notes, and I also have a fantastic download for you. It's 5 ways to increase your income. I'm not going to talk about any of those ways in this conversation today, so do head over to the show notes to download that free guide. That free guide will actually guide you through the process of brainstorming around those 5 ideas to see what you can come up with. So do head over to the show notes and download that. So the first way that I've been looking at making money is by clearing out my stuff. So a lot of us accumulate a lot of things over time. It happens. And just something that I've noticed being at home for the last 10 months is the amount of stuff in the house. We moved in here 19 months ago and we still have boxes that we haven't unpacked and they are getting on my nerves. So each weekend I've been taking at least one box, unpacking it, moving stuff, throwing things away and just trying to get on top of it. And the reason is I know that clutter in your house creates clutter in your mind, whether you think it does or you don't. It happens. And I've read somewhere once that you shouldn't have things underneath your bed because it disrupts your sleep. The idea of having sort of a load of boxes or things under your bed actually disrupts your sleep, and it's kind of this built-in psychological thing. If you have an open, clear space, you can breathe more easily. If you go somewhere and it's just full of stuff, you feel claustrophobic. So it makes sense to me, and it may or may not make sense to you, but it's a really good reason to have a good clear out. So we have recently gone through our wardrobes. We did a declutter of the wardrobes as we went into autumn and got rid of anything that we weren't wearing, got rid of anything that was out of style or not my taste anymore, didn't and fit and all of that kind of stuff. But rather than just getting rid, you can do a couple of things with your clothes. So you can eBay them, which for me is a bit of a faff, and so I don't bother. You can use apps like vinted.co.uk to sell your clothes. I've heard that those are very successful. Or you could do something like use thrift.plus, and this is a company that actually it's a charity shop online, but they only deal with branded clothing as far as I'm aware. So branded clothing and accessories. So if you have any Michael Kors things hanging around, Karen Millen and things like that, I think they do high-end high street as well. You can send your clothes in, they will sell them for you, and you get a third of the taking. So they keep a third for themselves and a third goes to charity. So you can choose to donate your third to charity or keep your third. And at the moment, it may be that you do that and you keep your third as that little bit of extra income. And if you don't need the extra money, then you can donate your third and the charity will get 66%. And you get to choose the charity, which is the great thing. Now, they actually keep things on their website for quite a long time. I can't remember how long it is, but say 6 months, and then after that 6 months they will repurpose those clothes in another way. So that's a good one to have a look into if you like to give back, which is something that I like to do. That's an option for you there. With your books and CDs and DVDs, I mean, does anybody actually have a CD player these days? Do you have a CD player? Have you got a shelf full of CDs? Get rid of them. Get rid of them. And DVDs the same. I think a lot of us have huge collections of DVDs, but now with Amazon Prime and Netflix and the ability to just watch your films just by searching for them, has taken away the need for DVDs in a lot of respects. So you could probably get rid of quite a few DVDs that you're not watching anymore. Books is another one. You know, these things don't bring in the big bucks, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not saying you're going to get rich quick by selling all your stuff, but it clears up space in your house so that you can have a bit more peace in your mind, have a bit more breathing space, and it will also put a bit of money in your pocket. So my daughter was clearing out her room. She wanted to get rid of some books, and these were good books. There was an illustrated Harry Potter book that she had got 2 of one year, so she didn't need both of them. There was a Doctor Who, 50 Years of Doctor Who book. These were good, solid, hard-backed, big books. And I was just like, you can't throw them out. I don't like throwing books out anyway. But obviously charity shops aren't open at the moment, so we can't go and donate them. So my other half said, oh, I've got this Zipit app on my phone. Let's see what they're worth. And the Harry Potter book was worth £3.50. Now, you know, not a huge amount of money, and you had to get it up to £5 before they would arrange collection and come and get it and give you the money. So we scanned a few other books that we were like, oh, well, I don't need this one, and we got it to over £5, and we were like, yeah, that'll do. Now, it may be that I go through my books and think, actually, there's quite a lot of books here that I don't really need anymore. Let's scan them all and see what we get. I do like to have my books on my bookshelf though, so don't know about that one. There was a few books that we scanned and it said, no thanks, we don't want that one. So it's just trial and error, but it's a great way of just clearing some space and getting a little bit of income from it. So those are there for you. I will leave the links to thrift.plus, Vinted and Zipit in the show notes. So do head over there, and don't forget to head over there to download the 5 ways to increase your income brainstorm guide as well. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was how I use cashback options. So the first thing I do is I use the Tesco's club card. So I have the club card. We use that every time we do our shopping. Do shop at Tesco's. We did actually do a comparison on our shop with Aldi the other day, and the difference was only about £1 on that particular shop. I'm not saying that it would be the same with every shop. It was only a small shop, but it didn't actually make much difference. So we do go to Aldi sometimes, but most of our shopping is done at Tesco's because it is the closest to us. And so we use our Tesco's card when we go shopping and when we buy petrol. And then we also both have a Tesco's credit card, and that means that when we go anywhere else, we use our Tesco's credit card, pay back the credit card straight away, and get more Tesco's points on purchases we make in other places. Now, the advantage there is obviously it doesn't take any extra effort on our part to do that. You just have to make sure obviously that you're paying back your credit card so you're not paying interest on anything. But that way you can double or triple your points depending on the retailer you go to spend those points. So I know that they have goldsmiths on there. So if somebody's got a special birthday coming up, you could use points and go and get a piece of jewellery that's a lovely piece of jewellery and get it for next to nothing or free using your Tesco's club card points. And also when we get back to some semblance of normality and are able to go on days out, they have some fantastic ranges of days out on there that you can double your points on and get tickets to places like Legoland and things. And those are places that are generally quite expensive. And given that we are not making too much money at the moment, being able to come out of lockdown and take the kids somewhere and it not be a burden on you financially because you've been able to use your points that you've been accumulating while you've been at home is good for your well-being, because you're not going to stress about it and the kids get a fun day out. So that's a really good one to do as well. The final thing I wanted to talk about was something that I do. That is, I am part of multi-level marketing company. So I joined in 2019 as a way to just bring in a bit of extra income alongside my day job. And then obviously I started the Society of Professional Wedding Vendors back in April, and weddings stopped. So the Sensi side of things, the multi-level marketing company I'm involved with, just helped bring some income in whilst I am building that business. And of course, you know, you guys know that it's been a slow journey because of COVID. It makes it difficult for the society to gain momentum, but I'm still pushing forward with that. I'm still here. I'm still talking to you guys and giving you some help and some advice, and I'm always here if you need an ear. But obviously there is the need to make some money as well. So the multi-level marketing actually allows me to do that alongside it without it interfering with anything. Now, it may not be something that you actually want to do, but I will leave some information in the show notes if you are curious. There are a lot of companies out there that you can work with, and it can be something that you work around what you're already doing. So for example, beauty therapists and hairdressers might really like working with the Body Shop at home, or Arbonne or Tropic. You know, those are 3 skincare companies that do makeup, and they would work really well with what you're already doing. So it can be an add-on business. For other people, you might want to do something that's based more around what you like to do outside of your business. So for me, I absolutely love having a lovely decorated home. I love having beautiful things in my home, and I like having it smell good. So Sensi was the perfect option for me because they do beautiful warmers in glass and ceramic, and they are stunningly decorated, hand molded, a lot of them. It's just such good quality. And then the waxes smell absolutely amazing and last really well. And because I absolutely love the products, I find it really easy to share about them. So if that's something that you would like, then, you know, something like Sensi would be a really good option for you. There are absolutely loads of multi-level marketing companies out there. And the reason I suggest it for you is because it is a low cost business to start up, and it's an instant business. These companies already have reputations with customers. People have already heard of them generally, and if they haven't, you know, they'll be intrigued to know. The products are fantastic quality, and you can earn a good commission on them straight out of the gate. It's nothing that you have to kind of put in a great big chunk of money to start with. Most of them you can start at under £100 will get you started. With Sensi, we don't have any major targets that you have to reach. So if you don't do any sales one month, you're not going to suddenly be penalised for that. So you've got to do your research on the company. find out who they are, what their ethos is, how they work, but reach out to a consultant. If you know a consultant in a business, then reach out and discuss it with them, because they will be happy to talk to you about it. And for me, with Sensi, I'm of the no pressure variety of people, because I just don't like it when people get pushy. And I've had so many people reach out on LinkedIn to me. I add them as a connection, and the first thing they do is trying to sell me into their multi-level marketing company, and that is not me. I do not like that. I think it is downright rude. So you've got to find a company that sits well with how you are comfortable working, but you can start for really little. Your friends and family and your past clients all know how difficult this past year has been for us, so they will want to help you. So you've got sort of an instant customer base there. And if you really love the products that you're selling, then it will come so much easier for you. So, it's not for everybody, but it can be for everybody. Everybody can do it, but it isn't something that everybody would want to do. I understand that, but it is a great way of making some proper money whilst you are waiting. So, the first couple of ideas there, those were ideas that will, make you a little bit of cash, give you a little bit of money in your pocket. But the multi-level marketing really does have a great opportunity for you to build something quite quickly that will bring in a decent amount of money for you, whilst we are in this limbo situation. So that is it for today, guys. I will leave all the links in the show notes for you, so feel free to go and take a look. If you've got any questions at all, please reach out. Don't forget to download that 5 ways to increase your income brainstorm guide. In there I talk about things I haven't spoken about in today's episode, so go ahead and download that and take a look. And if you've got any other ways of making money during this time, then please do share them in the comment section under the show notes, because we could all do with some extra income, I'm sure. So I will speak to you guys soon. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button where you listen, and if you can leave a review of the podcast, that would be fantastic too. Thanks for listening, everybody. Your show notes and all of the downloads and links are available at bit.ly/WPCUK040. See you next week. Don't forget to hit those stars and leave a review of the podcast where you listen if you found value in what you heard today. It's a free way you can help the podcast reach more people just like you.